The principal cast of The Good Place is all kinds of outstanding. Kristen Bell as Eleanor Shellstrop, Ted Danson as Michael, William Jackson Harper as Chidi Onaganye, Darcy Carden as Janet, Manny Jacinto as Jason Mendoza, even Jamila Jamil as Tahani. But like any great show, the secondary and tertiary characters are also amazing. So many of them bring unique qualities and personalities and adding to the show's overall fabric. But the best of these is also the most underrated character on the entire show, Vicky Sengupta, as played by Tia Sircar. We're going to be talking about her today. Thank you for taking the time to click on this video. This is the channel's second look at The Good Place. I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to revisit it. If you'd consider hitting that subscribe button and dinging the bell for future notifications, it would be immensely helpful and be quite appreciated. Thank you very much. Vicky's entrance into the story at the end of Chapter 8's Most Improved Player seemed to be a plot closer, so to speak. Eleanor admits in the previous episode that she was sent to the Good Place by mistake, so when Vicky is introduced as the real Eleanor Shellstrop, that seems to tie things up rather nicely. She was the actual lawyer who helped innocent people on death row. She was Chidi's actual soulmate. She was the one who liked clowns. The reveal that Michael is a demon and that the good place is really the bad place at the end of Season 1 provided the show with a plot twist that sent it into the next gear. While this was a shocking moment, and Michael's heel turn gave the show a well-defined antagonist, it was equally surprising when it was revealed that the real Eleanor Shellstrop was in fact a demon named Vicky. The sugary, sweet, unassuming girl we were introduced to was now a rancorous, vindictive, yet still charming acid snake. And while very little can rival the instant that Michael made his shift, Vicky's shift was only slightly less momentous. It was through Vicky that The Good Place, a philosophical comedy, did something that would be expected to be found in a show like Breaking Bad. It gave the antagonist an antagonist. Vicky reveled in torturing the humans, but the individual in her crosshairs was Michael. The constant pressure she put on him was instrumental in the gradual change of his character, and Tia Sircar plays the role to perfection. Unlike the other Bad Place demons, and there were some phenomenal ones in Sean, Trevor, and Val, she was not a one-note character. She has ambition, she knows what she wants, she isn't afraid to use any means at her disposal to get what she wants, she is in serious charge of her acting craft, and she finds her way in the new afterlife with aplomb. The show was always great, but for those few episodes where Vicky was encased in the goo cocoon, something was missing. Her presence was needed. Even though it was Michael who made the change from Bad Place Demon to Good Place Activist, and eventually all the way to being a real human, it was Vicky who was the glue that kept the Good Place and the Bad Place together. She was the true conduit between the two realms, whereas if Michael was the scales of justice, Vicky is the beam that holds the scales up. Normally, a good versus evil dynamic is resolved with one side decisively triumphing over the other. Because it exists on a higher plane than that, this is not the resolution the Good Place seeks. With Michael now in charge of the real Good Place, and the Soul Squad assisting him along the way, they sought reconciliation with the Bad Place demons, trying to find Goldilocks' perfect bowl of porridge under which a new afterlife system could persist. It was none other than Vicky who provided that balance with her artfully crafted psychological torture test on Tahani. She did that so well that Michael fires her out of envy, only to quickly realize his mistake and not only hire her back, but to give her his position. And in classic Vicky fashion, she wants it to appear as though she overthrew him. And for the greater good, Michael accepts. They have their own quiet moment of reconciliation, sharing a smile, once Vicky has everything up and running as the leader of the Architects before Michael leaves for the Good Place. Obviously, the showrunners, writers, and everyone involved in the production deserves a good amount of credit for the conception of this character, but a massive amount of props must be sent toward Tia Sircar. When it comes to screen presence, her innate charm can only be matched by a few select actors, if any at all. Her ability to shift her tone and her cadence on a dime to fit the moment are also virtually unmatched. She brings energy, dynamism, and vitality to everything she does, and her smile alone can indicate so many divergent emotions. I think it's safe to say that I'm a bit of a fan of Tia Sircar. Hey, with good reason. She is severely underrated and deserves a lot more love. Any hand I may have in achieving that is good by me. So while Vicky certainly wasn't a main character in The Good Place, her story had a proper beginning, middle, and end. The writers gave her enough care to make us care about her, and the show simply wouldn't be the same without her. Thank you so much for getting through to the end of this video. If you liked it, and if you liked The Good Place, please be sure to give us a like, share with some friends, and if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. As stated in our previous Good Place video, this is an amazing show. If you haven't found your way to watching it all the way through, it comes highly recommended. With so much material available, it wouldn't be shocking to see us revisit it one more time. Until that time, and until next time, thank you once again for tuning in, and I hope you have an awesome day.